With the decomposition of the Roman Republic and its reformation into an empire, there is great skepticism from historians on what exactly occurred at this period. The Roman people and the Republic itself resented singular rule and concentrated power. So how did Caesar Augustus, the first emperor of Rome from 27 BC to 14 AD, come to power? How did the Roman people come to accept this and allow the empire to form? To peer into the social aspects of the rise of the Roman Empire, we need to examine the many artifacts from that time. The Augustus of Prima Porta statue is an exquisite artifact detailing just how the Roman people saw Augustus as a hero of Rome. For starters, the statue depicts Augustus barefoot, a seemingly insignificant detail. However, Roman and Greek statues often depict their gods barefoot, such as the Aphrodite of Cnidos statue and the Athena Parthenos statue. This barefootedness is often a symbol for divinity, showing the utmost respect the Romans had for Augustus. Augustus's loose limbs and calm expression show a sense of aloofness and competence, portraying him as a most wise and capable ruler. This spectacular statue overall portrays Augustus as a worthy ruler rather than a usurper, showing how Augustus held much support from the Roman people. To corroborate Augustus's high social status and popularity, the poor standing of the Roman Senate certainly aided Augustus. In a written letter from Senate member Cicero, he details that there is a fearful recrudescence of bribery. Never was there anything like it. On the 15th of July, the rate of interest rose from 4 to 8%, owing to the compact made by Mimmius with the consul Domitius. I'm not exaggerating. They offer as much as 10 million sesterces for the vote of the first century. At the time, the Roman Senate was in chaos with corruption. This really set the stage for Augustus to take over. He saw himself as performing objective duty for Rome by taking control, and many Romans saw it as such too. In conclusion, Augustus successfully became the first emperor of Rome for his social popularity gained through competence and power, coupled with the fumbling Senate and their crippling social stature. To build on top of these social elements, we also need to look at the humanities and culture of the Roman Empire that allowed for this change to occur, particularly in the people's view of a dictatorship. Ever since the Republic's formation, the resentment for singular rule ingrained itself in Roman politics and culture. The Senate had long prided itself for ruling over Rome and greatly resented the idea of a singular ruler. Sometime before Augustus's march on the Senate, Julius Caesar's assassination by the Senate after taking power was a huge event, a true display of Rome's dedication to preventing a singular ruling system as they had with the 7 kings of Rome during the nation's infancy. However, this trend was beginning to fade among the people as the Senate continuously separated themselves from the populace. In truth, many people supported Julius Caesar and wanted to see him in power. After Caesar's assassination, these gold coins depicting Brutus on the side of the Senate were produced by the Senate. The coins symbol of Brutus's face and daggers are an argument for their heroic triumph in the overthrow of a brutal dictatorship. But this anti-dictatorship presence that had long existed in Rome had grown wary and weak in the face of the people. This is evidently seen by the lack of these coins during archaeological research, suggesting that most Romans simply melted these coins down. This coin, a form of political propaganda, was not appreciated by Rome and its subjects. Eventually, the Senate knew they were doomed, no matter how much propaganda they produced. Upon the discovery of a marble inscription at the Temple of Augustus in the modern-day Turkish capital, the writings of the first Roman Emperor Augustus are found. These inscriptions detail Augustus's life, including the turbulent time of his rise to power. It is detailed that, in my 20th year, 44 BC, acting on my own initiative and at my own charges, I raised an army wherewith I brought again liberty to the Republic, oppressed by the dominance of a faction. Therefore did the Senate admit me its own order by honorary decrees in the consulship of Gaius Pansa and Aulus Herodius. Essentially, the Roman senators either gave up or fled when Augustus arrived with his army to Rome. Without their own army or support from the Roman people, the senators were either to cooperate or run. The Senate was powerless, and there was no one to stop Augustus, as there was really no one who wanted to stop Augustus besides the Senate itself. Overall, the sense of despisement towards singular rule had faded in the Roman world due to the increasingly corrupt and distant Senate, and when the time came for Augustus to take power, no one cared to stop him. Overall, this event in Roman history was one of the most significant, as it was very unlike typical Roman cultural policy to allow for a singular ruler. Augustus's dedication to repair the Roman world, along with his high popularity, coupled with the failing Senate and a shift in how Romans perceived having an emperor, created the perfect conditions for the empire to form.